About 67% of gym memberships go unused or are rarely used. That number sounds like a problem for the gym. It's actually the whole point. Here's what's actually going on when you sign up for a gym membership. The building you're paying to access could never physically hold all of its members at the same time. The gym knows that. They planned for it. And the members who never show up, the ones quietly paying every month and doing absolutely nothing, those people are some of the most valuable customers in the entire business. This video is about how that model works, why it's more sophisticated than it looks, and the one thing at the end that most people never realise about where gyms actually make their real money. Think about what you assume when you join a gym. You pay a monthly fee, you get access to equipment, and the gym profits when lots of people use it. That's the intuitive version. The actual version is almost the opposite. Gyms are not in the fitness business, they're in the subscription business, and the product they're really selling is the feeling that you might work out someday, not the workout itself. Let's break down exactly how this works. The 10-25 month membership model at a place like Planet Fitness drives 6,000 to 10,000 plus members per location. Now think about that for a second. A single gym location, 6,000 to 10,000 members. There is no gym on earth that can hold 10,000 people at once. The floor space, the equipment, the parking lot, none of it was designed for that. So what's keeping it from collapsing into chaos every single morning? The answer is that most of those members never come. Only about 18 to 20% of members attend regularly, defined as 3 or more times per week. The rest are either occasional visitors or full ghosts, paying every month and never walking through the door. In the gym industry, there's actually a term for the revenue generated by those ghost members. It's called breakage. And breakage is not a side effect of the business model. It is the business model. Here's the math that makes this work. Gyms have high fixed costs, substantial rent, equipment depreciation, staffing. As a result, profitability depends on achieving high membership volumes. Once those fixed costs are covered, every additional member who pays but never shows up is almost pure profit. The treadmills don't wear out faster, the lights don't cost more, the staff doesn't need to do anything extra. The member just quietly funds the operation from their bank account every single month, and the gym spends essentially $0 serving them. The gym model benefits from a structural advantage. Members pay regardless of usage frequency. Industry data consistently shows that a significant percentage of gym members visit infrequently, meaning the facility generates revenue without the corresponding variable cost of serving those members. So the question becomes, how do you build a gym full of people who pay but don't show up? And this is where it gets genuinely clever. About 12% of all gym memberships are initiated in January, the single biggest month of the year. New Year's resolutions flood the sign-up page. The gym collects initiation fees, locks in monthly billing, and watches the floor get crowded for about 6 weeks. January sign-ups often drop off around March and April. But here's the thing. Dropping off doesn't mean cancelling. Most people keep the membership. They just stop going. The annual retention rate is about 66%, meaning roughly 1 in 3 members cancel each year. Half of new members quit within their first 6 months. But quitting, in this context, means quitting the gym, not quitting the membership. There's a gap between those two things, and that gap is where the money lives. And gyms work very hard to keep that gap open as long as possible. Cancelling a gym membership is famously annoying. Some gyms require you to send a certified letter. Some require an in-person visit to a specific location. Some have cancellation windows buried in the fine print of a contract you signed in January, when you were motivated and not reading carefully. None of this is accidental. Friction in the cancellation process is a deliberate design choice. Every extra month a member delays cancelling, because it's inconvenient, is another month of revenue the gym collects for doing nothing. The FTC's click to cancel rule, which took effect in 2025, was partly inspired by Planet Fitness's historically difficult cancellation process. That's how systematic this was. It took a federal rule to force online cancellation to become an option. Now, Planet Fitness is the most interesting case study in all of this, so let's spend a minute there. With 20.8 million members across nearly 2,900 locations, Planet Fitness now accounts for roughly 27% of all US gym memberships. Classic memberships start at $15 a month, with the Black Card tier starting at $24.99. At that price, the volume has to be enormous for the math to work. And it is. But the pricing is only part of the strategy. The other part is who they're specifically trying to attract. The judgment-free zone branding isn't just a marketing slogan. It's a targeting mechanism. It signals to beginners, to casual exercisers, to people who feel intimidated by serious gym culture. Come here, this is for you. And that audience, statistically, is exactly the audience most likely to sign up in January, feel good about it for a few weeks, and then quietly fade out while the billing continues. This low utilization rate is actually a feature of the business model, not a bug. It allows Planet Fitness to maintain high membership counts without overcrowding facilities, keeping equipment available for members who do visit regularly. The pizza nights and bagel mornings that Planet Fitness famously hosts aren't a joke or a PR stunt. They're a signal. They're saying, this is a relaxed place, no pressure, come when you want. That message attracts exactly the low-commitment member the model depends on. It's brilliant, honestly. The brand promise and the business model are perfectly aligned, and both of them point toward the same outcome. Now remember that thing I mentioned at the start, the part about where gyms actually make their real money? We're getting there. But first, the premium side of this equation. Not every gym is chasing volume at $15 a month. Some go the opposite direction, higher price, more services, more personalisation. Boutique fitness studios often have profit margins between 20% and 40%, while big box gyms may see margins around 10% to 20%. The premium model charges more per member and actually wants those members to show up, because the experience, the classes, the community, the coaching is the product. Boutique studios tend to win on retention because of personalisation and community. These gyms aren't betting on breakage, they're betting on attachment. Get someone to love the place and they'll pay a premium to keep coming back. Both models work, they're just built on completely different psychology. The budget gym profits from your absence, the premium gym profits from your loyalty, and understanding which one you're dealing with changes how you think about the value you're actually getting. But here's the thing that surprises most people when they look at gym economics closely. The base membership, whether it's $15 or $70 a month, is often not where the real margin is. Personal training carries margins of 60 to 80%, making it the highest margin service most gyms offer. Ancillary revenue from personal training, juice bars and pro shops can account for 20 to 30% of revenue at higher end clubs. The membership is the door, the personal trainer, the supplements, the add-on classes, the recovery services, that's where the profit actually concentrates. Think about the structure of this from a gym owner's perspective. You use cheap memberships to fill the building, or more accurately, to fill the billing system. Most of those members never come, so your fixed costs stay manageable. The ones who do show up regularly are your best candidates for upselling. They're motivated, they're invested, they're already there. Selling a personal training package to someone who's already in the building 3 times a week is a completely different conversation than cold calling a stranger. The membership is the acquisition cost for a higher value customer relationship. The global fitness industry was valued at $131 billion in 2025 and is projected to reach $142 billion in 2026. That's not a struggling industry. That's a machine that has figured out how to monetize both the people who show up and, more importantly, the people who don't. So let's bring this all the way back to where we started. You joined a gym. You're paying every month. Maybe you go a lot, maybe you don't. Either way, the gym has built a system specifically designed around your behavior, both versions of it. If you go, you're a potential personal training client, a supplement buyer, someone who might upgrade their membership tier. If you don't go, you're breakage, Recurring revenue with no service cost attached. The gym isn't rooting against you getting fit, but the business model doesn't require you to. 67% of memberships go unused or rarely used, and the industry is worth over $130 billion. Those two facts are not in conflict. They explain each other. The reframe here is simple. A gym is a subscription business that happens to own fitness equipment. The fitness is the hook. The subscription is the product. And the profit is in the gap between what you paid for and what you actually used. If this kind of business model breakdown is the thing you're into, how industries actually make money versus how they look like they make money, drop a comment with the next business you want pulled apart. There are a few coming up that are even more counterintuitive than this one, and you'll want to be here for those. Subscribe if you're not already, and the next video is right there.